gracious me!
What is going on, guys? Steve here. Welcome back to the road to glory. You guys are going absolutely ballistic for this series, so let's keep it going. Let's try and smash 6 likes this time. You guys have been going crazy. I think you can do that. So, as you've noticed on screen, I have a haircut. Not FIFA. Me. I have a haircut. I know, I've had a haircut. It's a lot better than what it was, but it still looks trash. I get it. So, I've spent nearly every single coin that I have on that team. No, not on this team. On something else that we're going to be doing in today's episode. First, though, I went into some Division Rival games, and you're going to see the clips from those in just a second. We'll talk about some of the comments left in yesterday's episode over that gameplay as well. But for the time being, let me show you what team I was using. So this is it. Alisson we packed, of course. I used the rest of the contracts on loan Dani Alves. I went out and bought Luis Gustavo. 1,600 coins. You can see he played 4 games. He's got 2 assists in there. This guy is a really good player. With basic chem style. I will start to put chem styles on, by the way. It's just a case of me trying to get the team I like, and then we'll start building on that. So, 81 strength, 85 stamina, really good stand and slide tackle, good reactions, which is what you need as CDM. You noticed, if you've been playing the game, interceptions are mental this year. You cannot play the ball too close to the opposing player just in case it gets intercepted. Like, people just intercept things left, right and centre. So the players with good reactions and good interceptions are obviously going to do that more. Luis Gustavo's got that. Fits the team very, very well. Kept Marcelo, of course. I haven't kept Rodrigo, Eli, Ismaili or Danilo. They will be benched because we've got a complete sort of new left-hand side going in a second. And you can probably see it on the subs, but I'll show you in clearer in a minute. The reason I've got them in there is because I was reviewing Neymar. I thought, well, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Going to review Neymar, and I'm going to play Division Rival games. Why not? I know I've only played 4 games with him, but I mean, look at the state of this. Sorry, 5 games with him. He got 5 goals and 4 assists in 5 games. But I've got a main account as well, and I've played my entire 7 games with him on there. So I've played enough games to know all about Neymar. If we could ever afford him, he would be probably one of my main transfer targets. That guy's incredible. Really, really enjoyed that. Talisca, we bought him. That was probably the most suggested player in the comments from yesterday. It was someone that came to mind, but only after the video had gone live, and I sort of realised, hang on a minute, yeah, Talisca's Brazilian, plays in the Chinese league, fits well. And then, of course, everyone was like, well, if you're going to get Talisca, then you can go and get Teixeira, because he will fit with the chemistry. And, of course, we did. He's got 4 goals in 4 games. The poor guy before me played twice and didn't score once with him, and then sold him. 4 and 4, I know how to use him. I've been using him on main account a lot. I think Talisca's got a couple as well. Yeah, he got 2 goals and 2 assists in 4 games. You can probably tell the kind of results we were getting, considering the state of those stats. Neres has only got 2 goals and 3 assists in 13 games, but a lot of them, I don't even remember playing 13 games with Neres, actually. That's mental. So, what does the team look like now that I've gone and spent all these coins? The left-hand side in particular. There we have it. That is the team as I see it anyway. That's the team for the time being. So, the centre-back position first. There was only one person from what I can see. I apologise if more than one person said this, and I can't remember the guy's name. But he said, get Laporte, or Laporte, or whatever you want to call him, in centre-back position. So I did. I haven't played with him yet, because I was reviewing Neymar, so I haven't used any of these. Well, I say I haven't used any of them. I've used the CDM and the left mid. We'll talk about them in a second, because I was bringing them on as subs. But I haven't used Laporte yet. I'm going to call him Laporte, by the way, just because that's what I want to call him. So we've got him in. Of course, we've got Danny Rose. Decora. This guy is an absolute machine. He came on 3 times for me as a sub during Division Rivals and just mopped up the entire place. He's got 82 interceptions, 83 stand tackle, 93 stamina, and 81 strength. He's got good shot power and good short passing as well. He's 6 foot. He's got a high attacking work rate, but I'll show you my instructions in a minute and you'll see why that isn't a problem. Richarlison was mentioned almost as much as Talisca in the comments yesterday, because I said I was going to get Bernard, but I wasn't too happy about it. I did say that Richarlison doesn't have the pace. No one seemed to listen to me when I said that, and everyone was like, get Richarlison. So I did. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, high work rates. Not a massive fan of that, but either way, he's got 84 acceleration, 83 sprint speed, and the rest of it is pretty, it's alright. 83 dribbling is probably another stat worth pointing out there. It's not the best, but he doesn't have the strength problem that Bernard has, which I feel like probably would have overtaken every other positive Bernard had. So I've gone out and bought him. Hopefully, he's come on as a sub for Neres 3 times, and he's done all right, to be fair. He's not been terrible, but that's the team for the foreseeable future. First things first is I'm going to need to replace Dani Alves because that was the loan version. So he actually served me really well. Okay, 2 assists in 9 games is not great, but it's a right back, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to quick sell him because he was a loan version. We don't need him. I now need a right back. The issue that I have here is that this is my coin balance. Why is your coin balance 65 when you had well over 30k? Because I've sold all these as well, and they didn't all sell for discard. I mean, he sold for 1,000. I think Hernandez sold for 900. Camacho, because he's Spanish in the Bundesliga, he sold for a little bit. I've made a bit of money there. Rudy guessed it. I still can't get rid of, but I've made a bit of money, and I had well over 32, 33k. Why is that team so expensive? Well, it's not. I've done a considerable amount of SBCs, and we're going to do them after the clips from Division Rivals. Now, before we go on to the pre-recorded part, let me show you what I've got going on here for instructions, because I was struggling with everything. I was struggling to keep the ball. I still struggle to keep the ball sometimes, but I was struggling to keep the ball and then go forward with conviction. And then when I lose the ball, I was getting caught behind. I've realised what that is. Well, I've realised one of two of things of what it could be. First of which, I switched this to possession. I had it on fast build-up, and you'll see that everything, like all the dots moving, they're all the players, right? So they move all forward and they interchange and they sort of cover each other's spaces. But what was happening was I was getting caught behind. As you see there, as the team presses forward from a 4 at the back, it goes into a 3 at the back because players are just moving forward and trying to find gaps. That was causing problems. When you lose possession, you're then up against sort of 2 against 3 or 3 against 2, whatever. It's a problem. So if you switch that back to possession, you'll notice that they don't move from their positions too much, and then they'll move back into their defensive roles as well. And that definitely tells. The other part of that is, of course, that I'm not playing much width when it comes to defence because my fullbacks tuck in as opposed to being stretched. So the only way people can get through me is if they go round. And if I force them to the wings, I get a much better chance of stopping the cross, getting the ball, and then playing it forward. Works really well. Pressure on heavy touch works well as well, especially with the sheer amount of bad touches you get in FIFA at the moment. The depth, again, is quite deep because I don't want to get caught in behind. The width going forward is quite wide because we have 2 wide players. And if they're very pacey, which mine are, well, at least one of them is, Neymar is when he plays, of course, they get in and behind as well because I've got instructions on those to get in and behind, and they cause a lot of problems. Players in the box, don't commit too many there. Corners, I don't commit too many because corners tend to be a little bit hit or miss. And free kicks, I either play them short or I go for goal. So there's no point committing too many men. I leave quite a few back. Now, instructions-wise, you'll notice that apart from stay forward, that's the only instruction I have on Alex Teixeira. I'm too scared to do anything else. The other options, of course, stay central. You've got target man or get in and behind. Normally, I'd say get in and behind. But I do like to have him there to hold up the play, to sort of play in Richarlison or Neres or something like that. He's not a strong holding player by any means, but I don't want to take that away from him, so I've kind of left it as is. Richarlison is stay wide and get in behind. Neres is going to be exactly the same. And then Talisca is going to be free roam, so he has got full reign. He can do whatever he wants, and he does, and it works so well. And then, of course, you've got Gustavo to stay back while attacking. Decora's the same. The fullbacks are the same as well. We don't have a fullback there, but when we do get one, he'll be stay back while attacking, and that's pretty much it. Of course, we do have different things for when we switch to defensive, attacking, ultra attacking, and things, but for the most part, that is a good team. We do need to replace the right back situation, and with 65 coins, it's going to be difficult to do so. However, as I said, I have SBCs that I have completed. I went and did all of Hybrid Nations. I had about, I don't know, 15,000 coins left, and I thought, I wonder if I can get it done for that amount of coins. So I went on Footbin. I was looking at some of the squads people have made, and I tried to just sort of put my own spin on it. I threw 2 players that I already owned in here. He's a first owner that I got from the packs we did. Was it yesterday? And then I had to buy some players. So he cost 2,004. Got him on open bid. William Jose cost me 2,000 coins. I'm tempted to invest in some 83s and 84s already, to be honest, because I mean, Savic, 83 rated player for 1,400 coins is a bargain. Even if I never use him, he will eventually be worth something. So we can submit that in a second, get a mega pack. We'll do quads, which is already completed. We'll get a premium gold players pack, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, we'll do the 6, which is a premium gold pack. And again, I mean, this was really cheap. 500 coins there. I think he was probably the most expensive player, 1,100. That was already in the club. He was already in the club. He was first owner from the starter pack. They weren't really worth an awful lot either. So that didn't cost me hardly anything. And then for what you get for completing the whole thing is a 55k pack. So we've got a lot of packs to open at the end of this episode. But first, let's get into the gameplay. So our first opponent was a little bit depressing, actually, because I would have loved that pick. Arthur is decent. He's not a great player by any stretch, but he's decent. And I feel like if those Champions League cards, he scored that goal against me, which really frustrated me. Unfortunately, though, the game actually disconnected. I don't know what it was. It just sort of lost connection. We didn't get a win. We didn't get a draw. We didn't get a loss. We were losing 1-0. We didn't lose any points for that. We didn't gain anything, so we just move on to the next. But I thought I'd show you in the interest of being transparent. But Arthur could actually do well in the Champions League, and if they want to watch style Champions League cards, then I am a little bit bitter that I didn't get that on either account, because my other account I've got Suarez from Porto, which not great, and he's actually not that great in general as well. But either way, next opponent was, I think all of them were quite difficult. There was one in particular that wasn't that difficult at all. In fact, he gave up. He started scoring own goals. We'll get to that in a second, but in the interest of answering some questions, most of them, of course, were about what players to buy. But there is an interesting one here. Me NY. I'm not quite sure how to say name, dude, but I do apologise. Mini Temper actually is what his AVI is. Anyway, he said, could you over the year try to upgrade like 5 different squads from the best leagues? That would be interesting. Like have a Premier League, a La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1 and Bundesliga team. And if you pack a player from those division rival packs or whatever. And okay, so basically what he's saying is, can you build more than one team? Can you build like 4 or 5 different teams and try and make them as strong as possible? There are a few negative comments beneath that toward him, saying that it's just not possible, or it's too much work for a road to glory. I honestly don't think it's that crazy of an idea. I'm not saying within the first month we'll have, a team in every league. And I'm not even saying that I'm going to build a team from one of each 5 of the top leagues in Europe, because I do like to have some sort of hybrid going on. I don't like to have a full Premier League or a full one nation necessarily. That's why I've kind of wanted to incorporate the Premier League into this Brazilian side, because I wanted something a little bit different. I know Premier League isn't different, and everyone's running Brazilians at the moment because they're so predominant in the game. The Chinese league is in, and Brazilians dominate it, right? And I get that. So I'm trying to use them, but I'm trying to move away a little bit by trying to incorporate something else. But I don't think it's that crazy of an idea. Just think how many rewards are on offer, even if you're just a straight-up casual player, and you don't play the game that often at all. Because this Road to Glory, I won't be playing as often as someone like Nepenthes or Bateson or something. They are going to be hammering this 10, 12 hours a day, I would imagine, because it's their main video, or one of their main videos. So they're going to be dedicating a lot of time to it. But people with jobs and things like that won't be able to do that. People coming home from school might play a few hours, and then they've got to do stuff for the next day, and then, they're away all day. So even with that in mind, though, if you play Division Rivals to Rank 2, which isn't that difficult at all across the week, you chuck a couple of games of squad battles on, not too many, 4 throughout the week, say, and then you do a few games in Weekend League to get Silver 3, Silver 2. You're talking, 200-300K's worth of packs a week. If you do the untradables in particular, you will get even more, which is mental, because when you think about last year, yes, they had Weekend League, but it was 40 games. Squad battles were there as well, of course. And then the year before that, we didn't have squad battles. Did we have Weekend League? And that was it. The year before that, we didn't have any of that. And yet people were still managing to build mega teams and things. If it's gone really dark in here all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. The sun just disappeared. But either way, I think it'll be more than possible to build more than one strong team, maybe even 2 or 3 strong teams in possibly the space of 2 or 3 months. And I'm going to try my best to sort of collect an array of players. I don't just want to sell everything and have one mega team. I would like to have 2 or 3, maybe even 4 or 5 good teams. But I do want to get icons on this account. That is one of my main goals. Now, I don't necessarily have icons in mind, although if you were to push me, Jari Litmanen would be first on the list. I know he's not a new icon, but it's one of the ones I just want. You know, he's my favourite player of all time. I even have a phone case with him on the back of it. It's just what I do. So I want Jari Litmanen, but also I'd love to get my hands on Steven Gerrard as a Liverpool fan, obviously. The baby Gattuso looks brilliant. I've heard good things about the Prime, but the baby looks equally as good. And there's a few others dotted around there that I wouldn't mind having as well. So icons are a big thing here. We do want to get some icons, but I definitely think it's possible to get some big teams on the go. Someone says you can easily get gold 1 in squad battles if you just play all the games on amateur, which is cool, but there's no way I'd have enough time to sit there and just let it play out. You know, it's not a case of struggling to get through it. I'm going to play every game on professional unless I come up against like a 60 chem team, and then I'll just whack it on legendary and hope to pick up 2k points just to sort of boost it. Someone says, can you tell me how to perform a time shot? I know it's double tap shoot, but every time I get too early, do I need to hold it longer? Hold it shorter? I don't know. It's all a learning curve. The way to practice it, in my opinion, is to try and do it with finesse shots, because finesse shots are exactly the same timing with the feet every time. There's no difference in player to player. They will always hit the ball at the same time. You can learn how to and when to hit the ball if you use the finesse shot doing a time finish. It took me a little while to get used to it, but trust me, you will. And always push it about a second after you want to push it. Or not a second, but a split second after you want to push it, because you'll always go too early otherwise. Let's get into some packs. Not sure how long this episode will be, and I do apologise if the episode today and indeed tomorrow are a little bit shorter than normal. But I am going to be... I'm not so much pressed for time at the moment, but there's not an awful lot more I can do besides opening some packs and seeing what we get. And then, of course, tomorrow I am going to be pressed for time. So I don't know what we're going to be able to do in tomorrow's episode besides some live gameplay. Might try do a little bit of trading and see how we get on with that. It depends what we pack here, really. We do need something decent to come out, because we need to get coins to get a right back. Because at the moment, I'm going to be playing some really dodgy players out of position just to try and get a team on the board. So my whole thought process for this was, you know, that's a lot of money right there. I mean, that's 90k just for those two. I think that's a 25k pack, and that's 7.5. So we've got well over 100,000 coins of packs here for about 15k. That is well worth taking a punt, if you ask me. Let's get into the 7.5 pack and see what we pull. I'm not hoping, well, I am hoping, but I'm not expecting, okay, we get a rare player. I'm not expecting anything big from any of these, by the way. Even the 55k pack, I just don't expect to pull anything sensational. But I want to be able to make at least about 30k from the entire thing. We get Pep Guardiola in there. I wonder if he sells for anything. He does. You can get rid of him for about 2.5. I don't care about managers in this game, so I'm going to try and list him up for 2.5 and see if anybody bites. I'm going to put all of these on the transfer list because I don't care. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to put them in the club, and happy days. Right, next up is 25k pack. From here on, this is where you would expect to get something, or at least hope. So, fingers crossed. Boards out of one of these would be great, right? That's basically what we're looking for here. Okay, we got our first set of boards. That's nice. Brazilian centre-back. It didn't pause, although it's Miranda. That is huge, because that fits it did fit the team. Although we could now go for a... What Brazilian right-backs play in the Italian league? We could get rid of Marcelo, and we could put him at centre-back, which would be brilliant. How much does he sell for, incidentally? 27.5 is his max price. He sells for about, what, 14k? Yeah, 14, 15k. That's not too bad at all. I mean, that one player has just... We've just made our money back in that one player, right? So that's amazing. Let's put them in the transfer list. I'm just trying to think, out of all these, would you actually want to keep anyone? No. I'm going to keep him just for chemistry reasons, just in case we need to rotate, because he will fit where Marcelo is if we need to rotate for like squad battles or something. Let's put them in the club. That's great. And we've still got a mega pack and a rare mega pack. I tend to peak too early, though, in these. I tend to get my good players right at the beginning, and then the next two are going to be trash. Let's do the 35k. If we can get anything like Miranda, I'll be chuffed. So, here we go, then. It's going to be a rare. No boards. Typical. Told you I peaked too soon. And we get Biglia. I mean, he fits with Miranda. We could be building an Italian league side here. Who knows? Like I said, we are going to get rewards as well for division rivals, so you never know. I'm going to keep Biglia for now. I don't want Budaboos. Don't want Mariga. Could be a good super sub, actually. Let's put Mariga in the club. Put him on the bench. See what happens. Don't want Inigo Martinez. Don't want him. Don't want him. Don't want him. Transfer list is full. So I'm just going to put the rest of it in the club then. And I really don't want to discard him, but I feel like I'm just going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna quick sell. I wouldn't recommend it, but in the interest of my transfer list being full, I might go back and quickly just get rid of something from the transfer. Get rid of all that, actually. Right. Have I got an empty transfer list now? Yeah, okay, cool. So let's go back into the store, open the 55k, and be bitterly disappointed with what we're about to pack. Boards is all I ask. Don't care what it is, so long as it's boards. Icon. I want an icon. It's boards, it's not inform, it's not an icon, it's a German goalkeeper, which is never a good thing, and that is Baumann. To be fair, I said I'd be happy if it was boards, so I can't necessarily complain. I am a little bit disappointed, I'm not going to lie to you, but it is what it is. Oh, never mind. Oh, we got Dani Alves. Oh my god, oh my god, we got Goretzka. Oh, Jesus, wept. Wow. Oh, please be worth like 500 coins. 500 coins? 500,000. Oh, he's worth 40, at least 40k, and I don't want him. That is brilliant. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, so he's worth about 48,000 coins. That is sensational. I don't think he's going to go up even more either, because his max price is 50k, and he's selling for below that. We've got Lingard in there as well, by the way, which is not a bad pull at all. He goes, oh my god, look how many coins we've made from doing these. Just this one pack alone. And we've got Miranda as well. He sells for at least 8, 9k. We've got Dani Alves, who's going to go into the team. We've got Goretzka, who sells for about 40. Malcolm, who's going to go straight into the team, because I was actually thinking about trying to get my hands on Malcolm. He only sells for about 7, but that's fine. And Baumann doesn't sell for anything. That is immense. What else is in this pack? Is there any duplicate at the back here? Let me put all that in the club for now. And we've got Kramaric, who I'll put on the transfer list. Well happy with that. Well happy. Chuffed, in fact. At the moment, that is the team I'll be running in the next set of division rival games before we get our rewards. Now, Miranda isn't on full chemistry. Unfortunately, he's only on 7 chem, but he doesn't get any negatives. His stamina's not great either, but he does get +3 in a few things. I'm not too bothered by that. I mean, I think I might look at the Italian league to see what our options are for right back. But in all honesty, I'm chuffed with that. I mean, I know a lot of people in the comments yesterday were like, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but Alisson is actually not that great. I got this guy, that guy, this guy, and that's all well and good, and I'm happy for you. Well done. You get good stuff, that's awesome. Because it's essentially, if you get good things, we shouldn't be bitter about it. You're beating the system, right? Because you're not meant to get good things from packs. EA want you to get trash, so you put money on to get more trash. They want you to chase the good packs. So if you get good packs early on, you're beating the casino, essentially. You are beating EA. So I want you to get good things. I'm happy for you. But considering I've had the game for 6 days, we didn't start our road to glory immediately. Well, did we? I can't remember. Maybe we did. But either way, we did. I started it day 1. I don't know why I said that. But either way, I haven't played on this account that much. Not really. I got like really bad squad battle rewards. Not in terms of what came out of the packs, but like we finished in silver. And we had... we didn't get any division rivals. Plus, bear in mind, I see a lot of these people go in their road to glories. These you know, like you get like welcome backpacks. They're so like imperative to the series. We didn't get those. This was a fresh account. I had nothing when I started. Nothing. And yet now this is the team we're running, and we're going to have at least 50, 60k in the bank to do maybe the next set of SBCs. And by maybe, I mean I will definitely get the next set of SBCs done, and we'll open them tomorrow. A lot of people might be saying wait for one to watches, but we'll have division rival rewards to wait for one to watches. I don't mind. So now the right hand side, which looked probably the weakest, now looks the strongest. Pep Guardiola has sold, so that's awesome. 2,500 coins back already. Now we have, it's annoying that Kramaric is there disrupting disrupting things. But we have Goretzka, Lingard and Meunier. Meunier we didn't pack, obviously, but we had him in the club anyway. He's worth about 8k. Lingard, we know is worth money. We just checked this. He goes for, what do we say, 8k, something like that, 8, 9k. And then Goretzka, we could easily get 47,000 coins out of Goretzka. Cheapest on the market is about 48k. It is, 48k. So we could get 47 quite easily. Do we? See, in my opinion, right, yeah, he's alright. Don't get me wrong, he's well-rounded. And he looks decent. But is he really that much better than some of the other players you can get in this game for a lot less coins? I don't know, probably, but either way. I think I'm going to sell him. I'm going to sell Lingard, and I think I'm going to sell Meunier. Like I said, I'm going to look to see what right-back options are in Italy, see if there's any Brazilians in there. Alexandro's left side, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. Can't really switch things around. Oh, I could, but then that would mean changing the whole Premier League thing that we just did. But just in case, maybe you want me to maybe sell Lingard, sell Meunier, keep Goretzka as a catalyst for maybe a new squad, and then use the money we get for Lingard and Meunier and the other players that I've packed as well to maybe build a team around Goretzka, or should I just sell everything and then do some more SBCs? That's the question of the day. Let me know in the comments down below if you've got any other questions with regards to the series, with regards to YouTube, with regards to anything, whatever you want, FIFA related preferably. Then leave them in the comments, and I'll try and get round to answering them in tomorrow's episode. For which right now I think we'll be doing some SBCs again, which I genuinely can't wait for. It's pretty much going to be exactly the same episode again, but with different packs. Fingers crossed. If you have enjoyed it, do me a favour and smack the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until the next time, goodbye.